Shalom, Muslim, huh? Uh, I'm doing this for two friends, one of which is further away from me, so I'm taping it. My Israeli friend's watching. Obviously, Shalom's hello, how are you? Neba said there. I would have done this sooner. My original plan was to do this Friday, but my power went out. I'm going to be reviewing my Probox here, which is an A-Bay hard drive enclosure. I'm going to start with the outside, just because it's easier. There are 8 bays in this thing, with 2 fans in the back. As you can see, I've got it on. There's LED lights. I'm currently downloading some files that I intended to get on my machine earlier and didn't get to it. But there's 8 drives. In just a second, I'm going to pause the video and show you some of the insides as far as the bays themselves. So if you'll hold on a second, I'll pause the video and we'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. The reason you're seeing the key mechanism here is this thing has a key lock to prevent hard drives from being pulled out or stolen. I'm fixing to open this up, so you're going to see my other hand in a minute to hold the door. But as you can see, there's 2 tiers, one of which is 4, the other being 4. I have 8 drives in this thing. There is a screw lock mechanism for each tier. As you can see, they're on the side. They basically twist. Once you get the drives you want in there, I'm going to let that shut because it's going to swing back. I don't want to force it open because I'm holding the phone taping. But basically, you can buy up to 12 terabytes per drive and insert them, and then once they're inserted and the unit is powered on, you'll go through the disk management in Windows 10 in my case, and you'll basically create a drive letter and assign it. It should automatically pick it up. Once that's done in your disk management, you can specify the amount of space and everything else. I have mine full, so fair warning, when you first get this, that weight is not going to be the same. When you fill this thing up, it will be very heavy. So if you buy one of these, you should know that it will get very heavy. There are 2 ways to connect. There's an eSATA port in the back, and there's also USB. In my case, I have it connected USB because I bought 2 PCI cards that are USB 3.0 ports. I did that because I prefer that, leaving the back panel there, because I have a lot of USB devices, including Mundo hubs, which are further behind there and offer more USB ports. And yes, in my case, the reason for doing this is for game storage or external file storage. As long as the unit's powered up, once I create those directories, it's fine. The advantage this offers is once I turn the unit off, if I were to do an OS upgrade or have fear of data loss, I could physically turn this off and those drives aren't detected and those files are not touched. So if I felt like I was doing a laptop upgrade or something like that, or there was a feature update that we have twice a year, which I haven't had that problem yet, but if I was doing something that concerned me, or in my case, because there is no CD-ROM drive, I could physically turn this off, basically use an external writer, and then go from there if necessary. And basically keep those files untouched, and then restart Steam and install it. And all I have to do at that point is effectively tell the computer where those file systems are, and I'm not spending all that time re-downloading. So my Israeli friend, if you are watching this, and you, like in your case with your laptop, that might be good for your schoolwork. Or, if you have a gaming setup, you could obviously basically create an external Steam file system and have that at home, because I would not recommend carrying this thing around. Now, you could use a smaller version of it that is portable, that comes in 4 bays, but the good thing about this is it's independently powered, and like in my case, you just hook it up to the back, and I could have another one at the other end of my desk, and so on and so forth. But you'll get the idea. But that should keep you busy. Now, I had an older setup where I would take the drives out and effectively use them, and then when it got beyond 4 drives, I went ahead and got this, and then gradually started adding them as I replaced my system, because the advantage is I have all that storage, and then all I have to do when I'm ready is blank out the system with Eraser or Boot and Nuke or something like that to keep the system clean, and I can give away the power unit and know that that data is blank, and all I essentially have to do is reconnect the USB, turn the unit on, and I'm good to go, and those drives are still there untouched. And when I reinstall Steam or something else, I basically just specify where the files are. The only time I've not been able to do that, excuse me, I need to clear my throat, is with Epic, because for some reason with their launcher, I have not been able to move that file setup, because I did stick a 10 terabyte in for the last drive. They are SATA controlled. The only thing you're basically going to screw to the drive itself is the handle, which will latch and click in. That's so you can pull the drives in and out, or basically replace them as needed. In my case, I had some hard drive screws that I used. I didn't use the ones that are bundled with the package, and they give you a small screwdriver for that, which is a Phillips head, but I've already got toolkits, and I already had one. I usually save them anyway in case I need spares, but you get the idea. Now, make sure you keep up with the keys, because obviously you're going to want to leave this thing locked, so you're going to want to put those keys in a safe spot. But as you can see, I'm going to zoom in here. You'll see the fan speed, you'll see the unit, and you can see where it's riding, and then you have controls here to adjust your fan speed and power the unit off. Now you can, if the drives are all the same speed, you can set this thing so that when it's the same RPM, if your PC shuts off, the unit will shut off. I have varying speed drives in here, because at the time, that's what I had. You could go ahead and do that, and probably will not have the same issue that I did, because at the time they were transitioning from 5400 RPM to 7200 RPM for the rotations. So if you wanted to do that, that's fine. What I did was, over time, on Prime Day or something like that, since I'm in the US, I would gradually get the drives one at a time, and make sure they were SATA internal drives, because they have to be mechanical drives. They cannot be solid state for this enclosure, because this is an older model. The newer ones down the line may support that, but I got mine one at a time and basically put them in. They don't all have to be filled at once. Also, this is not a network attached storage device. This is literally meant to plug into the back of a PC and be on when you're doing it. In terms of doing your work or whatever you're doing. Like in my case, that's going to be game files or additional storage if I need it, if I were to store a video or something like that, like what I'm making for here. So, those are some of the most common questions I get asked. There are 2 fans in the back. They are 80mm ball bearing fans. They can be replaced if necessary. It uses forced convection. Sorry, my floor's a little dirty, and I apologize for my Israeli friend. I try not to do anything too obscure or gross on cam. But filming dirty carpeting is not what I had in mind. The forced convection takes the air spinning outside and forces it through. There's actually 2 controller cards in the back of the unit, which is are with the fans, and they allow for very fast transfers. And I've done multiple downloads with multiple drives in this enclosure at once, because I did have to reformat my system before. I did it to see what it would do. It can be done. You will spend a lot of time doing it. In this case, I've got a very large file downloading, because I'm installing my Epic Launcher stuff to get more games on here that I wanted on my system but didn't have at the time. In this case, I have my Epic Launch folder for the Epic Store separate on that drive, as well as what will soon be the EA Desktop or Origin, and that'll allow for additional game storage. So I think that covers everything that you could get asked. You could change the fan speed. I just keep it on the default stuff. To shut the unit off, there's instructions. If anybody has any questions, you can leave them down in the comments. I do check it. Just in case my Israeli friends are watching. Thanks for watching this. I know it's not the most elaborate video, and this is not the archery video that I promised, but I will get to it as soon as I can. Please be patient, and I know we haven't chatted in a while. I don't want you feeling pressured or anything. I'm taking Hebrew lessons for the fun of it, but I figured I'd use the Hebrew introduction to say hi, just in case you are watching. I don't want you feeling pressured or anything. I just like to say hello. So I think that covers pretty much most of it. So we're going to end it there for today, guys. I'll see you guys later. Lahithroth, which is see you later in Hebrew. Later, guys.